Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's time for another unboxing. Let's see here what we have today. So on this video we're gonna look at the Fallout 4 T60 power armor. This one was also used in the Fallout TV series, which came out last year, which was amazing. So again, this one was a reissue from Threezero. They've actually came out with this figure about, I would say, almost 10 years ago. So they've actually re-released this one, the T60. There was the T45, T51 as well. So yeah, in the past, when they came out the first time, they sold out very fast and they were very expensive on the secondary market. So again, this was my opportunity to buy them at retail, which was about, I don't know, 420 at Sideshow, I believe. So again, it's not a bad price. We're gonna see later on if the figure is worth it. But yeah, as a huge Fallout fan, I think I spent like 250 hours playing the fourth game when it came out 10 years ago. So again, this is something that I have wanted for a long time. So yeah, let's dig in. As you can see, very nice box. It's very massive. There's some nice art graphic on the T60 power armor right there. I have a Fallout logo and Bethesda, obviously. The video game studio. Nice big box, it's very wide as well. And similar artwork on the back. So you have the armor from the side, you have some rivets on the corners. Let's see here. On the back, bottom of the box, there's some warnings, and such. So yeah, let's dig in. It's gonna be quite interesting to see. So to open this, I've seen some people actually pressing here to release the box. So what I'm gonna do is gonna be easier. Just gonna wiggle it, hopefully it's gonna come out. Come on, come on! There you go. It's pretty stuck. So when you do open it, you have actually two boxes inside. So first one is gonna be this tray. You have all the armor parts to the T60, which is cool. Just zoom back. There you go. This is the first tray. A nice shot on the armor on the back right there, which is awesome. Let me set this aside here, guys. There you go. And then the other tray is pretty much gonna be the figure right there. You have some accessories on the side. You have the weapon and some ammo clips. But yeah, so far so good. Like the design of it. Again, on the back you have the armor without the helmet. You can see the character's head right there. So yeah, let's give me here a second. I'm gonna take everything out of the box and I'm gonna be back. Hold on. Okay, so here's the figure inside. Let's see here. Take a look out. Look at the gun. It's an awesome rifle. Again, Threezero, are very crazy when it comes to details like this. They put a lot of time and care, and their paint applications are very nice. And here there's a slot. You actually have two choices in terms of the clips. You have this circular one, and then you have a longer one. So again, both can clip in here. See here, do I have the right way? There you go. So you have two options. This one again. I think I'm gonna go with this circular one. Looks awesome. Again, very nice in detail. This for the rifle. You do have a fusion core. You have two of them. The other one is in the other tray. Again, pretty small. You have some rubber hoses. And these, I'm not sure what these are. I know the armor also have these on the back. So I'm pretty much sure these, I think if you wanna display the suit without the armor, you can put these on the back with the wire hoses. Again, you have two of them. Same here, same piece. Then this goes on the back of the figure. Then you have the fusion cord that goes inside. See here the figure. First impressions. Very nice weight. It's not lightweight by any means. Again, there's the face of the character. Again, this is it doesn't have a likeness to a particular actor. This is just the model of the creation kit from the video game. It kind of looks a little bit like the actor from the TV series, but again, he's much older here. Yeah, very nice skin texture, pigmentation, everything. And yeah, here's the suit. Again, it's massive. It's 14.5 inches tall. Gonna do some comparison later on. There you can see there where the character's feet actually are, with the suit underneath from the vault. So yeah, this guy I would imagine is gonna be close to 7 feet tall, if not more. Yeah, these parts right here are rubbery. See the back. So interesting materials here, guys. There are some hard plastic pieces. There are some rubbery pieces. Again, it's like a fake leather material. And I know on the older versions these would flake, so I have to pay attention to that over time. Back of the knees, it's a harder piece. So yeah, so far so good. Okay, so here's everything set out on the table. As you can see, there's a lot of pieces. Starting off with, you have your warranty sheet right there from Threezero, so if your figures have problems, you can actually fill that out and you know, use that on their website if you're either missing pieces or stuff like that. I've actually used that in the past twice. So they've helped me out. You know, if let's say you buy this from Sideshow and Sideshow doesn't have any more in stock, you can pretty much contact Threezero about that. Again, missing pieces or stuff like that. You have the instruction manual. Pretty much tells you how to put everything on. Again, there's quite a few pieces, but again, it looks pretty simple. Most of these are magnets, using magnets and, you know, tabs. So again, shows you pretty much where everything goes. And again, you have all the armor pieces right there. I really do like this helmet. Again, the T60 is my favorite suit from the game. Excellent detail. Again, Threezero, when it comes to like these robotic figures like the Transformers, I mean, they nailed it out of the park. The paint application is amazing. You can see like the rust effect, the steel, you know, it's amazing. These are actually rubberized, the hoses. There are some small pieces you have to be careful, like these tiny plugs, clips. Yeah, excellent detail. Again, you have these massive shoulder pads, and those have magnets on the bottom, so they're pretty much gonna clip right there. Yeah, excellent detail. And again, the suit is very close to what we saw on the TV show. The only difference is, again, he has the Brotherhood logo on the front there, and he also has the scratches when he fought the bear, which was an amazing scene. I'm actually watching the show again as we speak. I'm gonna play the game again. But yeah, a lot of pieces. You have some thigh pieces, some bicep pieces, gauntlets. This goes on the back to protect his ass. This on the front. Different pieces again. You have another fusion core. This goes on the back. Again, the attention to detail is crazy here. These, from what I can see, they have 4 magnets on the back. You have this giant armor for the legs. Again, these are gonna split. Most of these can actually split, so it's gonna be easier to put on a figure. Again, like the bicep pieces, the forearms are gonna split. And these are the foot armor. These are gonna slide on his feet right there. So yeah, assembly I don't think is gonna be too hard. Again, it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, let me put this guy together, guys. I'm gonna be back in a second. Okay, so I figured before I put all the armor on, let's take a look at the inner suit or the exoskeleton. Again, it's massive. So most of this is hard plastic. You have some soft pieces, like most of the hoses are gonna be soft. These I think are soft as well, yeah. On the sides, the purple bits. But yeah, the attention to detail is fantastic. The articulation is pretty good, although some of the areas, like on the shoulders right there, are gonna be pretty stiff. But yeah, you have ratcheted joints everywhere, so that's good. You have ball joints on the hands, and they're quite stiff at the moment. There you go. You have some typical articulation on the fingers. If you're familiar with Iron Man figures from Hot Toys, those are gonna be similar. So again, great stuff on the back. And if you want to display the figure as is, what you can do is take these canisters. There's 2 of them. Those can, let's see, how do they go? Yeah, as you can see, you have strong magnets, so you can pop these on the back. Then let's see if I remember, you put this here, this piece right there, and then one of the fusion core are gonna go inside. And those are magnets. It's hard to do with one hand, but you get the picture. And then you also have some rubber hoses that are gonna connect underneath the canisters right there, and they're gonna plug inside there. So this is an alternative look if you don't want to have the power armor on. So you have options. What's also cool about Threezero is you can actually buy the armor pack separately. I don't know if they did that with the T60, but I know if you want to buy the T51, that's like the Nuka-Cola skin, you can just buy that separately. I think it's about 160 bucks, and then you can take this armor off and put that on the body, which is cool because it's like a modular design. So that's awesome. You don't have to buy another $400 figure. You can just buy the armor for 150 bucks, give or take. So that's awesome. So yeah, give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna put the armor on, and if there's something specific, I'm gonna show you. So yeah, be back. Okay, so let's see how this guy looks. He is complete. Took me about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so to put the armor on, and for the most part it was very easy. The only parts that gave me trouble were the gauntlets. Those were a pain because they kept getting unaligned. You know, these are pretty much 2 pieces. They have to snap in place. You have a few tabs. So yeah, those I would say were the most difficult things to put on the figure. And Same thing with the shin armor. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it went on very easy. Nothing was broken. There's no QC issues on the figure, which is always good. And most of the armor pieces, most of them have tabs, and some have magnets, like the shoulder pads. As you can see, those are very strong. Hopefully I can do this with one hand. There we go. So that's a big magnet right there, and one on the shoulder. As you can see, it's very strong. But yeah, everything went very nicely together. I was surprised. So yeah, excellent armor. Again, the T60 is my favorite. You can see it there on the game. And believe it or not, this is the same copy that I've got almost 10 years ago, which is crazy how time goes by so fast. And I got this when it released in October back in 2015. And again, I've put almost 300 hours in the game, which is insane. So yeah, one of my favorite games of that year, I remember Batman Arkham Knight, Fallout 4 and The Witcher 3 were the three biggest games for me in 2015. And this one blew me out of the water. I mean, obviously I knew who Bethesda were from Skyrim, and I was like, holy shit, this is a Bethesda game, but like in the future, when you can actually control these giant robots and you can craft, and it's an open world. I mean, yeah, sign me in. So yeah, I remember grabbing that game and spending a lot of time, and it's an excellent game. So it's gonna take a couple of years before we're gonna see Fallout 6. Obviously, after Fallout 4 they released Fallout 76, which I didn't play. Again, I'm not playing multiplayer games anymore. That was a younger version of me, but today I prefer, you know, single player experiences. So yeah, I mean, I have nothing negative to say about the figure. The paint application is great. As you can see, there are scratches on the armor, which is fantastic. You have this rust effect on some areas on the armor, on the edges and the crevices. So the paint application is great. However, there are on some areas I've noticed, and that's not on the silver armor. It's mostly, there's a good example, yeah, right down there. See that black line right there and right there? That's a little bit sloppy, but you're not gonna see that because the armor is on. Once you remove the armor, you're gonna see some areas like that, unfortunately. So that's probably my only nitpick with the figure. But yeah, it was very fun actually putting the armor together. Pleasant experience. So again, there's some rubber hoses that you have to connect on the sides. Articulation, like I said, is not bad. You pretty much have, you know, ratcheted joints everywhere except for the head. That's a ball joint. There's a ball joint on the arm right there which can extend. If I can, there you go. It extends to allow more mobility. Again, the fingers move. You have ball joints on the feet. Ratcheted, obviously, knees, hips. So I would say my only other nitpick would be he doesn't come with a lot of weapons. He only has this, I believe you call this a assault rifle. So this is the only, I guess, accessory other than the head sculpt. You can interchange the magazines. This is like the cylindrical version. So yeah, the details on a gun are good, you know. But yeah, it would have been cool to see Threezero include more accessories, maybe a pistol, other rifles. Because what they do is, like, each armor that they have, or most of them, Again, this is the reissue, but like on the older armors, each armor had like a different accessories. I know there was also some exclusive armors that have exclusive accessories, so that's kind of like a cash grab. I mean, in order for you to have those extra weapons, you have to purchase more armors. So it would have been cool again to see maybe 4 or 5 different weapons for the figure, even some melee weapons, because in the game again it's crazy, all the weapons that you can have. You have assault rifles, pistols, shotguns, laser guns, missile launchers, you know, miniguns, so it's insane. But I mean, other than that, this thing came great. Again, it's a reissue. There's no diecast on the body. Everything that you see in front of you is pretty much plastic, except for the magnets. There's a light up feature on the head. Unfortunately, I don't have any batteries, but there's a light up on the lamp right there, like in the game. So that's cool. So yeah, fantastic figure. It's pretty. It's a beefy boy. It's about 14.5 inches tall. I'm gonna show you guys some comparisons towards the end of the video, but yeah. Like I said, when they first released these armors almost 10 years ago, they were sold out fast and they were going like crazy on eBay. I mean, if I remember, some of them were like $600-700. So the fact that they reissued these, you can pretty much get this guy on Sideshow for like 420. I would say it's reasonable. Again, there's no diecast. It's a big figure. But yeah, not a bad price overall. Again, most of the articulations are gonna be limited due to the fact that he is so bulky. So he's pretty much like a small statue. But again, I've seen worse in terms of articulation. Okay, so let's see what the articulation can do on this guy. Again, it's pretty big, so I'm gonna try to move it on camera. So the head has a ball joint, however, he is hindered by these massive shoulder pads. So, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, pretty much side to side, a little bit up. And then speaking of these shoulder pads, these have like this joint right there. You can move it just a little bit. Not sure why, you know, up and down. Not sure why it's included, but I guess it's helpful. So again, there's a big magnet right there and one there. So let's see. The shoulder joint is the one that's very stiff on the figure. It's actually pretty scary, but yeah, I guess. There's a bicep swivel. Yeah, that's a very strong joint. But yeah, the shoulder one is very scary to move. So yeah, so the hands again, they can extend like that. You have more movement, and the fingers again individually articulated. That's nice. The hips. In terms of the abdomen, I mean before the hips, there's not a whole lot because there's a lot of wires and armor on the side. So yeah, speaking of the hips, yeah, again very limited. Let's see if you can kick forward. Yeah, not a lot. And then kick back. Let's see. Yeah, not a lot. The knee joint is very good. You can do that's almost 90 degrees. So again, this it's interesting because here that's an actual rubber piece, but this one is sculpted plastic, so that's nice. You don't have to worry about that joint messing up. So again, full 90 on the knees, strong ratchet, and then the foot. Yeah, you know, up and down. There's a ball joint in there, and a little bit of side to side pivot. So yeah, not a lot of movement. It's pretty much like a statue, but it's cool nonetheless. Again, in the show and the video game, they weren't really that articulated. They didn't move that well, so no big deal here. And here's something else that the figure comes with. You have this head sculpt that again is from the character creation in the game. It's yeah, pretty cool paint job. Again, what the company did with their other armors is they've included a few different head sculpts depending on the suit. So you have like the female version of the character, you have this is obviously the black guy, but you have the, you know, your main protagonist, I should say. And they're also making a I guess the Fallout shelter guy, the Vault Dweller, you know, in his blue uniform. So I'm gonna pick that guy up, and also what I'm gonna pick up, which is pretty cheap, either on Amazon or eBay, I'm gonna buy a 1/6 scale German Shepherd, you know, to display next to the armor. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice setup. Again, also Threezero made a couple years ago this giant workstation where you can attach the armors. There are some chains, and that's a pretty big piece. It's made out of wood and metal. So I don't think I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole again. I don't need to buy the rest of the armors. I don't need that like gantry support. I only need maybe like again a 1/6 scale German Shepherd and that the figure with the blue suit, like he just came out of the vault. I forgot the exact name. It's called the Survivor. I don't know. I'm gonna put some pictures above. But yeah, that one is cool. We can put it next to the figure. Again, the suit is awesome. Obviously, in the video game, it opens like from the back. Actually, the player is gonna turn this. It's pretty much gonna open kind of like a Iron Man figure, kind of like the Mark 7. Opens up from the back, like all the panels, you know, open so that the character can go inside. But yeah, this one came great. I'm glad I pulled the trigger on this one to add it to my collection. As of right now, this is the only video game character I have. I used to have like the God of War from Mondo a few years ago, and I think that's it. I don't think I had other video game characters. So yeah, fantastic paint application. The sculpt is good. Again, the figure is not cheap. Nothing came broken, so that's always a plus. It's pretty beefy, so. Okay, so for a size comparison again, I brought our friend here, Michael Myers the guinea pig, just to give you guys an idea on height. So yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's again 14 and a half inches tall. So he was about over 7 feet tall, I think, in the show and the video game. So again, this is pretty accurate. Again, this is a guy in a suit, so if I put Michael right there, you know, it kind of makes sense. So yeah, very accurate in terms of scale. And again, he's very beefy. I can just show you guys from the side right there. He's very wide. I just popped Michael's head. So yeah, very beefy. I would say that's about, you know, a good 5 inches wide. You know, from the chest to his back. And there's another size comparison. This is obviously the Threezero Bumblebee from the Bumblebee solo movie. Again, this is the premium version, and they are about yeah, I would say the same height. Bumblebee is a little bit taller, but yeah, again, from the same company. What's cool about this one, being a newer figure, this has a die-cast frame, so it's relatively heavy. Yeah, it's definitely twice the weight of this guy. This guy, I'm not sure on the weight. I would say 2.5 pounds or so, and Bumblebee here is, you know, 4 or 5. You know, there's a lot of heft. And again, it would have been cool if rather than give us reissues of these guys, why not go ahead and give us 2.0s and go back and improve like the endoskeleton, you know, use diecast pieces. You know, there were a couple of ways that they could have improved these armors, but again, as is, not bad. I think there's about $100 in terms of price point, or maybe even this guy was actually 400 as well, which is crazy. For some reason I thought that he was 500 back in the day, but yeah, I think they were both 420, 450. But in terms of value, I have to give it to Bumblebee because again, he's a heftier figure. He comes with 2 head sculpts, multiple weapons, and again the diecast, you know, and the articulation on this guy is a lot better. You know, he doesn't have limitations. And yeah, the only bad thing about this one, I've seen some old videos from about 10 years ago. The suit that is actually underneath, there's like a blue suit from the guy from the vault. Actually on the back right there, it was starting to peel off because they were using like this fake leather material. So that's something to keep an eye on. Again, but this one being a reissue, that's not gonna happen right away. And again, I never had that problem with figures. Maybe because I live in, you know, here in Canada. I always have control. My environment is always controlled in terms of temperature and everything. In the summer, I usually have the air conditioning unit on every time, so it's not too hot, it's not humid. I usually don't leave my figures, you know, in sunlight. I bought a special curtain that blocks, you know, the UV light, the sunlight, so not gonna be worried about that. But yeah, a great figure. Don't hesitate to buy him if you're big Fallout fans. This guy is a must. Again, you have multiple armors, the T45, there's like a shark version of that, with that crazy paint application. There's the T51, the Nuka-Cola version. So they've reissued a couple of them, not all of them, for back in the day. But for me this one was a must because again, he's very close in terms of paint application from the T60 in the Fallout show. The only difference is that has like a logo right there from the Brotherhood of Steel, and he has the slashes from the bear. But again, they could have incorporated that in the figure. I mean, all they had to do is give us an extra chest piece, and I think he has some claw marks on the forearms and maybe the shoulder. So I don't think that would have been too difficult to make, since they already have the molds. So who knows? Maybe it's a licensing issue. And I know McFarlane actually did a few figures, but again, those are small and quite cheap looking, so yeah, awesome figure all in all. So again guys, make sure to like the video, follow me on TikTok for more content, and stay tuned for more videos. Take care and bye bye.